Attention, duelists! If you could all stop staring at my hair for a moment.
We are back with another video. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to walk through what my prediction is going to be for the Rarity Collection 2, which we are only 3 weeks away from. And I'm going to try my best to guess every single one of these correct. I'm probably going to be wrong, but we'll review this once it comes out. Let's get into the list. Alright guys, if you are new here, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you stay on top of all the sweet videos we got lined up for you. So, like I said, today we're going to kind of go through and I'm going to give some thoughts of what I think are going to be some of the Rarity Collection 2 cards that are going to be coming out 3 weeks away. This is going to be insane. In fact, it's kind of crazy to me that this is happening so soon. It's kind of sneaking up on us, and I got to imagine we're going to be getting some sneak peek videos soon. Now, here's the dilemma for me. I'm going on vacation for 2 weeks at the end of the month, and it basically gets released a couple of days before I go on vacation. And part of me wants to open up a little bit of this before I leave. The other part of me wants to just go on vacation. The problem is I know I'm gonna run into spoilers one way or the other. So I think as soon as the reveals come, I'm gonna watch it. We're gonna review what the set was, and we're gonna kind of walk through what we know about Rarity Collection 2 already. So basically, Rarity Collection 2 is gonna be coming out, I believe it's the 25th of May, or the 23rd May rather. I think it releases general on, what is it, Friday, I believe. So yeah, it might even be the 22nd, that Wednesday for OTS stores. So like 2 weeks from tomorrow, in fact. And we've already got a bunch of cards that are announced for this. Important thing to keep in mind when I'm going through this list is trying to remember that they're definitely going to be hooking us up with a bunch of crucial reprints. I made a couple of edits because you also have to remember, too, that these tins that are coming out at the end of the year are going to be the best of the best cards from the last 2 years. So that might throw some things off. So my opinion on some of these was like, well, I left certain things off because I really feel like they're probably going to get reprints in the tins, and I'll kind of discuss those at the end of the video. So obviously, we know Magician Souls is coming our way. That was a crucial reprint. We need them because even now, I think the cheapest are $15, $16. So this is going to be a big reprint for Magician Souls. We also know we're getting both Droll and Lockbirds. I'm especially excited for the alt art Droll and Lockbird. Just in general, having Droll and Lockbird printed is going to be big. Having the alt art is awesome because it's my favorite of the two. So that'll be cool. We're getting Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, both variations from my understanding, which will be pretty sweet. The alt art, again, super cool. Same with Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill. You got her looking into the pond with the moon and looking up to the sky at the moon. Again, both of those are going to look really cool. Again, I've mentioned this before. I think Platinum Secret Rare is my favorite rarity out of the Rarity Collection. This is another big reprint too, Phantasme. This one is one that's definitely been huge over the last couple of years, especially if you're going up against an opponent who plays Lynx, and you know, most decks do. We got Silent Magician. Of course, that was announced because we've got the Yugi support, Silent Swordsman as well. Their alt arts, I think, are going to be up there as well. Another big announcement, which I guess I was kind of surprised. I wasn't too surprised because this has been in the tins. The field spells for Vice's Starfrost. We got Primitive Planet Reichphobia, Primeval Planet Perilorino, we've got Pressured Planet Ratesoth, and Peaceful Planet Calarium. All the field spells for the Vice's Starfrost archetype and all the variations of the lore are going to be in there. So that might affect some of the cards that are going to be coming this year. Rescue Cat, the Fierce Mode with the whistle. Love it. They're going to be reprinting that. Purely, big reprint there. My Friend Purely and Purely Pretty Memories. So the ultimate rares from the set that the original Purely's came out of. That's going to be big. Amazing Defenders. Because that shit was super short printed and rough. Then you got the Solemns. You got the Solemn Judgment. That's going to be big. Solemn Warning and Solemn Strike as well. Even though Solemn Judgment's going to get the quarter century secret rare, I will always kind of consider the Ghost Rare the top rarity for that one, but still it's going to be cool. Another great reprint because that thing is sitting at a couple bucks for, I think, every single copy, of which there are quite a few of. We got the books. We got the Book of Moon. We got the Book of Eclipse. And we got Preparation of Rites. All killer things. I'm really excited to have blinged out Preparation of Rites for the Dark Magician deck. E-Telly, again, it's kind of a clutch reprint for all the Psychic players. We got Gold Sarcophagus. This is one, it's a one-of in the TCG. You know, I understand why they would make Gold Sarcophagus. You got the Yugi support. Maybe people will be throwing it in there. You got DD Crow. And you've got Seravis, obviously, for the Voiceless Voice stuff. So those are all the cards that they've announced so far. It's a 79 card set. So I've assembled a list of cards I think they're going to be reprinting based on a few different things. Like I said, the tins are going to be reprinting. The tins are a 400 card set. They've got a quarter century secret rare in every single pack. So it's not like last year where you only get one per tin. You get one per pack in these tins. And they're going to be reprinting everything from the last 2 years. Some big things. So anything that I've included on this list is based on the fact that, one, a lot of people are playing these cards. Two, that most likely some of these newer, most recent made cards are probably going to be rested for the tin. I can't imagine that they're going to fully load these things with like a couple of the monsters we're going to talk about at the end of the video, a couple of cards. But I do think that some of these are long overdue. I think, again, some of them have already been in the tins, and I think that gives it an advantage of being in the Rarity Collection 2 as opposed to the 2024 tins. So starting it off, because we have Magician Souls, it makes sense to me, and you know, I would be kind of bummed because it would kill the kill the value on the one that I have, but it would be overall good for the deck. Illusion of Chaos, I definitely think they're going to be sliding that in there. Even though this came out in Magician Souls, this has already been in the tin, and I think, again, this is a clutch card. It's paired really well with Magician Souls. It's kind of used as a draw package in some decks. So, and let's be honest, it works better in other decks than it does in Dark Magician decks. I hate to say it. Also, some of the things that we want to hit on as well in this is that I feel like they are putting more of an emphasis on Time Wizard format. So some of the stuff I feel is coming from an Edison point of view, which I could definitely see them doing because they're going to get crazy with it. Destiny Hero Malicious. Again, we've been seeing a lot of hero support as well. Destiny Hero Malicious, I think, is one of those cards that it's been a while. We could definitely see a reprint of this. We're also going to have to go with some of the new stuff. These you've seen in tins. Now I think it's time to hit the Rarity Collection. It's time to destroy the price point on these. Kashtira Fenrir. There's almost no doubt in my mind that Fenrir is going to be in the Rarity Collection. It's a banger, but it's already been in the tin. And again, don't get me wrong, they've taken some cards and reprinted them. They did it with Crossout Designator. You know, they've done it with a couple of different cards where they've reprinted them multiple times in the tins, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. So it could happen. It could be back in the tin, but I see this kind of going in the Rarity Collection. Moving right along to the Bysteals. Bysteel Druis Worm and Magnum Hunt. I think both of these, they've been in the tins. They've gotten the parallel secret rares. I think now is the time to throw them in to the Rarity Collection. Also, because we have printed all four of the field spells, I think it's pretty common knowledge, and I'm happy about this, Vice's Starfrost. I don't have the Starlight for this one, so getting the quarter century secret rare, upgrade to Starfrost, even the Platinum secret rare would look really cool. I think Starfrost has been printed enough to the point where Rarity Collection, they'll probably sprinkle them in there. This one is a hopeful, even though a lot of people, again, would be pissed off because it would probably kill the price point on the Starlight, but it's been in the tins. It needs a reprint. It's a staple in so many decks. Blazing Cartesia, the Virtuous. This card is a banger. This card definitely needs a reprint. In something like Rarity Collection, I think it would be great. Keeping with the current format, Labyrinth. Lovely Labyrinth of the Silver Castle. I go to Ariana and Lady Labyrinth of the Silver Castle. Again, we could be seeing these in the tins. It's quite possible. There's no doubt. But I really think this is something. This is kind of a toss-up for me. I'm putting these in here, but because I feel like what they're going to do is they're going to sprinkle a little bit for all of these top-tier decks that they brought out over the last couple of years, and then they'll bombard us with the tins later in the year. So I'm thinking they're going to do a little bit of Labyrinth love. Again, sticking with that, Welcome Labyrinth and Big Welcome Labyrinth. I would throw those in Rarity Collection too. There wasn't a whole lot of cards that kind of synced up with, within an archetype that was in Rarity Collection. It was kind of all over the place. So again, some of those are going to be hit or miss. Again, another one that I mentioned before was printed in the tins multiple times. The price point's large on this, and I think they're going to bombard it considering it's regular. It's somewhat of a staple card now, Crossout Designator. I think this one's going to go into the Rarity Collection, and this one's going to see multiple printings, which we really need. This is kind of like the Pot of Prosperity, as far as my feelings are concerned, where this card really needs 7 printings of it in Rarity Collection. It's such a good card. It has so much application in the game right now, and even just casually, it's a phenomenal card. We're going to jump back to the Labyrinth, but not a Labyrinth card. We've seen this card peek its way out over the last probably the last year. Ever since Labyrinths really started taking off, Eradicator, Epidemic Virus, I could definitely see them doing this. Maybe even Crush Card Virus, just to pair it up. But I think Eradicator is going to get one of those printings. I was pretty surprised it didn't get whacked with the limited list, but they put so much focus on the Dragions that Labyrinth, as competitive as it still is, not as much of a challenge. I think when this was first busted out and it board wiped somebody, I knew everyone was like, okay, this needs to get hit. But the format changed so quickly that I don't think it has crazy application right now. If you're playing Labyrinths, it's a staple. So I could definitely see them hitting this up with a reprint. Moving along and staying with the current format, Branded Fusion. I think this is another card. We've seen the Ultimate Rare. I think they're going to reprint the hell out of this one so that we can get some branded action going on. Got to stick with the current. We've seen, and we haven't seen this in the tin because this got a reprint. We're going to go with Sprite Starter and Sprite Blue. I think these are two cards that they're going to slide right into the Rarity Collection. I think they're going to surpass the tins and just flat out print them out. Sprite Blue is still pretty valuable, even as a secret rare. I think it's near the $10 mark. I think the Ultimate's somewhere between 15 and 20. But Sprite Blue, great card. Sprite Starter, now a 3 of again in the deck. And I think this is one of those cards that, like, give it to the Sprite players, man. Make this affordable. Give Sprite the quarter century secret rare. In my opinion, I would want 3 platinum secret rares out of this bad boy. You probably saw it, but Parallel Exceed, another card that I feel is going to get thrown in. Not everything is going to be a banger like Rarity Collection 1. However, Parallel Exceed, still a great card, especially for trap tricks. I think this is also one of those cards that could make its way in. Now we're going to get into some some interesting thoughts here, because from here on out, like, basically I've done main monsters. I'm going to get into extra deck monsters that I think are going to get the reprint. And then we're going to move into older formats and just some wild cards that I would be on the lookout for, because again, we're celebrating the quarter century. It would not surprise me to see Konami throw some heavy curveballs into Rarity Collection. So obviously we know we're getting Access Code Talker, which is clutch. We're going to get Apollosa, Bow of the Goddess. I believe both this printing and the alternate art. I'm pretty sure both of them are going to be in there. We also know that we're getting the Biker IP Masquerena, which is huge. Now, the rest of these, I feel that, again, Konami knows where we're at with the ban list, with the format. I think the first card you throw in, this could be in either one. This could be in the tins or it could be in rarity. I'm going to stick with my gut, though. I think Relinquished Anima is going to be in Rarity Collection. I think this is a staple card that is pretty much just a part of everyone's deck. I mean, most decks will have at least a level 1 monster of some sort, and it's just, again, a way to nab your opponent's monster directly in the column across from it. So I definitely see this being in either Rarity Collection or the tin. Another one that's in desperate need, a Cell Synchro Stardust Dragon. This has got to go in. This is in so many freaking decks. And just because of the old Edison format, Stardust Dragon, I think we've seen pretty much every printing of this. The only reason I would say that it wouldn't be in is that it's already gotten a quarter century. So maybe they throw us a bone and give us the alt art Stardust Dragon. That would be awesome. That's what I would hope for. If they give us the alt art Stardust Dragon, which I think people wanted in the tins to begin with, that would kind of make up for kind of killing the value on this printing of the Starlight. Guys, Konami is not a bunch of fools. They know exactly what they're doing. That's why they told you to call your friends and ask them for a Trident Dragion. So you buy them up, and then they're just going to absolutely slap you across the face with the massive disrespect of putting Trident Dragion in Rarity Collection. Everybody who paid over $100 for this card is going to be kicking themselves in the ass when they find out that Dragion is in the Rarity Collection, because, oh my gosh, big surprise, now it's popular again. Guess what? If you paid $100 for this card, most likely you just played yourself. Moving over to Garura, another card that is, again, a staple, super poly target, and it's so good with Dogmatic Punishment as well. Garura, another staple from the extra deck. A card that we've seen in the extra deck and in the tins and just about everywhere else. Again, it's going to shoot ourselves in the foot with the Stardust value, but it's okay because Red Eye's Dark Dragoon definitely needs a reprint. This card can be used in Branded, Dark Magician, lots of other things. Definitely not as nasty since Verde Anaconda got killed off, but definitely another card like Guardian Chimera. I think Guardian Chimera, it could be thrown into the tins, but again, Rarity Collection, it depends. The price point on Rarity Collection is so high that I definitely feel like this card could make its way in. Going back to what I was talking about before with Trap Tricks, I definitely think Trap Tricks Alamaris could be one of those cards that make it in. I don't know if about Alamaris because I'm pretty sure Alamaris has a Starlight, but we've seen in the past Konami will easily reprint something that has been Starlight into a quarter century secret rare. It may end up being another Trap Tricks, but I would definitely watch for a Trap Tricks card or two to make its way into Rarity Collection too. Then you have to kind of go with, you have to finish up the Nightmare package a little bit. I think Phoenix and Cerebus, again, not the most used cards anymore in the extra deck, but still see application from time to time. It's only fair you gave Nightmare Unicorn the hookup, so you got to give Phoenix and Cerebus some love too. And on top of it, Unchained Abomination. Lots of Unchained players out there. The deck's seeing action again, so I definitely think we could see some kind of Unchained reprint to go along with this to kind of bling out their decks even more. Okay, now the rest of these are kind of an interesting take. I want you guys to run with me on this one. Pot of Avarice. Pot of Avarice we did not get a reprint of in Rarity Collection, so I really feel like this one could make its way into the Rarity Collection number 2. Also, it's one of the more popular decks. Very few super blinged out cards, but I definitely see Fluanderies in the Magnificent Map. I also have a feeling that Eaglin and Robina, two of the top monsters in the deck, are going to get the Rarity Collection love. I think Fluanderies players are going to be stoked because I definitely feel like they're going to be sprinkling in some things for all the top tier decks. That's my feeling from Rarity Collection too. People were happy with the staples. They want staple reprints. And I think they're also going to give some love to, you know, the people who are playing the top tier decks right now. Skill Drain. This is a trap that's been around for a long ass time, and it could get reprinted into the ground. But again, any holofoil printing of Skill Drain is good money. And I think, you know, throwing it into Rarity Collection too makes sense. Want to get into some Edison and some strange picks, but this is probably my most requested card to be reprinted. If anything other than Souls and Droll and Lockbird and Crossout Designator, if anything could get reprinted, Zeus Sky Thunder needs to be in the Rarity Collection. It's been in everything else. Just give us Zeus. The 2-player starter set reprint was garbage because really Coral Dragon and Zeus were that was pretty much your profit from the box. Everything else was bulk. We need 7 printings of this card. Konami, do the right thing. Another one that I think flies under the radar that is used quite a bit that I would love to see in Quarter Century Secret Rare. And come on, you gave it to Time Thief Redoer, so give it to number 41, Baguska, the Terrible Tired Tapir, and give us the beer. They're not going to give us the beer. Maybe we'll get it in the Lost Art one day. We're not going to get the beer, though. But I think Tapir is going to be in there with the pillow. I think he'll get the treatment. And a couple of these two are kind of questionable, but again, personal opinion. Saryuja, Skuldred, I think another great staple. Link 4, nasty. And with the decks that are able to fill the field so quickly, I could definitely see them giving some love for this. And another staple for level 7 monsters, you got your rank 7, number 11, Big Eye. I think Big Eye, another great card that's been around for a while, that it's been a long time since it's seen some prints. So that is my take there. Now, these are some kind of questionable calls. Again, these are just straight up predictions. So let me know in the comment section what you think of these, because I've got some more here. And I want to get into some OG Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. Again, celebrating the quarter century. Let's start off with Dad. And I know boy RPK is going to be stoked to hear this, but I think Dark Arm Dragon is going to be in the Rarity Collection. You've seen some of the Time Wizard format excitement. You've seen the hype around it. And I think Dad's going to make it into the Rarity Collection too. I think they're going to start printing some old applications in here. Mirror Force and Magic Cylinder. Do not count these cards out. I know it's a little weird because they don't really have application in the current format, but old school Edison GOAT format, these cards haven't been printed in a long time. And can you imagine a quarter century secret rare Magic Cylinder? How filthy that would look. I just think some of these old cards are going to get some love. Do not be surprised if you see a bunch of Edison and GOAT support sprinkled into Rarity Collection too. Same thing with Torrential Tribute, another card that I feel like, again, old school application, hasn't had, it's had quite a few printings, but not in a long time. Blinging it out for the old school players. I think they're going to get into it. This one is a personal selection of mine. This is one I'd love to see, only because I have affinity for it. It's one of my personally like at heart favorite original cards. It got me really excited about the game. I would love for them to slide in Dark Necrofear. Dark Necrofear's had lots of printings, secret rare, ultra rare, super rare, commons, all that stuff. But to have Dark Necrofear in a quarter century, Konami, throw us a bone, please. Speaking of old applications, it's still used today. Harpy's Feather Duster, man. Harpy's Feather Duster, we need a quarter century secret rare. I feel like it needs just mass printings. Even though it's limited to 1, there's so much it can be used in modern and old school formats. I would definitely love to see Feather Duster. Getting towards the end of the list here, again, got to keep it old school. Thunder King Ryo. It's one of those cards that, again, very valuable because it's been a long time since it's had a printing. Rarity Collection, that's the place to do it. Now this one is a bit of a jump. Actually, these final 2, it's actually 6 cards, but the final 2 are questionable. But I could see Konami doing something like this. Again, the people who collected the original Starlights would probably be irate But with the support of this Exodia stuff that's coming out in Infinite Forbidden, with the reprint of Necros in the Lost Art, do not be surprised if they throw in all 5 pieces of Exodia. They could do this, and that might, cause some trouble because there are some holofoil printings of these that might take a hit. But we've seen it a lot. I mean, they did just reprint the Legendary Collection, those Legendary Decks boxes. So I don't know. I feel like, I hope I'm wrong about this, because again, they just brought out the Legendary Decks, so that was like their way to generate hype for Infinite Forbidden and to put the Exodia pieces back out there and make them accessible. So I'm hoping I'm wrong about Exodia being in Rarity Collection 2. I just wouldn't put it past Konami to do something. Finally, this is kind of an interesting one, and I feel like they could do this for the top 3. And again, I don't know. It's something about this tells me like it could happen. And it could happen to maybe all 4 of the main monsters. I'm talking about Dark Magician Girl, the Magician's Force, the Magician's Force illustration, the starter deck Yugi Dark Magician, the starter deck Joey Red Eyes Black Dragon, or what I feel would be really cool is the starter deck Kaiba Blue Eyes White Dragon. To give this all 7 rarities would be super cool. A Starlight Blue Eyes White Dragon. You saw it in the, I think it was that foreign pack that was put out. It was the foreign one, but it was in all caps. So the name was in like super bold. It almost looked fake. And then of course you've got the Kaiba briefcase that came out. But man, if they were to make a quarter century secret rare of this, that would be awesome. I would also love to see like that starter deck Joey, the starter deck Yugi, and the Magician's Force Dark Magician Girl. I think would be cool. But I don't know, guys. That's my full prediction of Rarity Collection 2. I just feel like they're going to be mixing some stuff in for the competitive players out there, sprinkling in some stuff for all the top tier decks, but also for old formats as well. I think it's been a long time coming. I also think you could see some other stuff like with Protoss coming back. Like that would be insane if they threw that, but I don't know. It's only a one of. They just brought it back, but who knows? Maybe because they're going to throw it into Rarity Collection. Maybe, they're going to throw in some of the Dragon Rulers. That's another thing that they've kind of been lightening up on a little bit. So maybe one of the other danger monsters as well. Anti-Spell Fragrance is another one that comes to mind as well. Some of the stuff that they've been easing up on, we could definitely see. But I don't know. Let me know in the comment section what you guys' predictions are for the Rarity Collection, what you would like to see from Rarity Collection 2, some of the things that you think need strong reprints, and let me know in the comment section what you guys think of the list. I appreciate you hanging out for such a long-ass video, but yeah, I wanted to kind of cover this because we're not going to be able to get into Rarity Collection 2 until after the vacation. That's really when we're going to be able to open some of this stuff and to be able to enjoy it and take our time with it. But I'm looking forward to seeing the reveals, man. I'm looking forward to, we'll kind of review how we did versus what is actually going to be in this set. It's either going to be a super effing banger or it's going to be, kind of tough one for that price point. We'll see. We'll find out, I'm sure, in a week or two. But until then, make sure to leave a thumbs up on the video, hit subscribe, and ring that notification bell. We'll be back soon. Talk to you then.
Deuces.
Penguins!